Yo. So, I don't like Tom Macdonald. Um, Here's the I haven't even listened to this song yet. I know it's gonna be not good. Um, a Canadian is about to sing about America, and there's only so many ways that can go, and every single one of them is pretty cringy. So, guess I'll just pull out my pretentious pipe, pack that on up. Get in there, weed. Alrighty, I have a pretentious little pipe full of marijuana and a lighter, the most crucial thing. Well, other than the pipe and the marijuana. You don't need the pipe. If you can use like an apple or your hand if you're not a bitch, but anyway, let's see what this Canadian rapper has to say about America.
Lately, USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America.
Half of Americans hate America. I don't believe that's true. We can, fact check that right now. Alright, Google. How many Americans are happy in America? Or what's the better way of, what's it? There's like an actual percentage, isn't there? And it's called like, what's it called? Um, 14% are very happy. 50% are rather so. So 64% is what I'm getting of people are happy in America. I don't remember being polled on this personally, but yeah, 64% is the first thing I saw. So I mean, I guess maybe I'll give you, what is that? 36% you're left with. It's not quite half of America. If you wanted to say a third of America hates America, I guess, and even still, that 34%, or what was it, 36, 34, doesn't matter. I don't think they hate it. I think they might just be unhappy with certain parts of it, as anyone in any country can be. You know, I don't hate America. I hate some of the things America allows and some of the things the government does, but that's a drastically different statement than saying I hate America. To me, saying I hate a country that I'm in that way is just kind of silly. Like, I don't really believe in countries on that level. I believe that there are, borders around areas that are governed by people, and then, the way that is governed is more important than the actual, like, piece of land and all that, so, yeah, I want to see, like, our government do better, but, I don't think, that means I hate it, but okay.
They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and...
Nope. They don't. No one hates that. Everyone hates cops killing black people wrongly. Everyone hates cops arresting black males statistically more for things that they either didn't do, or then the justice system gives them a much harsher punishment than anyone else. You know, people are upset about systemic racism and shit like that happening. No one's mad at cops if they do what they're supposed to do, and if, like, you know, it's just a shitty situation. That happens sometimes, and it's like, they could have done better, but it wasn't a racial profiling or something. That happens too. But then when it statistically happens to one demographic of people repeatedly, it points to, you know, a bias in the police force that gets enacted in very detrimental ways to that demographic. So yeah, you know, already we're 10 seconds in and he's already saying two things that are just utter nonsense.
Kneel for the flag, insult the soldiers that we're burying. I'm tired of the pissing and
and insult the who's insulting the soldiers, man? Like, I'm not for militarization in any way. I'm not for you know, being in foreign affairs that we don't need to be in. I think sometimes soldiers get a little too high on their I'm the wall of justice for America, and it's like, all right, you're just, you know, a dude, chill out, but, you know, thanks for your service. I don't think anyone's really shitting on the military or people in the service in any way. I don't really see that, and anytime I do, it's more of like a joke or just to piss off, like, you know, boomery people. But yeah.
complaining why you living in America if all you do is hate it.
Ooh, and then the old Republican meme of, well, if you hate it, why don't you just leave? Okay. Well, that could apply to Republicans too. If Republicans don't like being in America where, you know, we try to be nice to everyone and not just, you know, people who are white. Yeah, Republicans can leave, you know, if they're so fucking against it. But no, that's not a fair fucking point. Like, that's not something you say when people are trying to, you know, argue in defense of what they think would be best for the country. That's just a stupid fucking point that literally like 70-year-old fucking idiots say online. If you hate America, why don't you just leave it? And it's like, we were talking about like socialism over here, and that doesn't mean we hate America. That, like, oh my god, it's just stupid boomer bullshit memes. Yeah, just because people raise concerns or want things changed in the country they live in doesn't mean they hate the country they live in and that they should have to leave it. That's just silly.
You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is...
I mean, it kind of is, yeah. It's kind of brave to take a stand against your government if you feel they're being tyrannical in some way, but here's the thing. You're saying that to Democrats, and, like, Republicans are worse about that, and the thing is, like, even though I didn't like Trump and I thought he wanted to be tyrannical, I don't think he, except for like what was it, Lafayette Square and like one or two other instances, I don't think he was ever a tyrant. I think he wanted to be. I think he had a couple instances where he was on the cusp of becoming one, but I didn't believe he was a tyrant. And then when he lost the election, all the Republicans like did what you're making fun of. But okay. If you're talking like make a stand as in like voting for what you believe in, I don't know if that's brave, is just as much like you're right. Like, in America, at least, I'll tell you, like, that's kind of what we do. We vote for what we want in office. If that's what you mean by taking a stand, I don't know.
Dying for the right so you can say it. Dear
Again, like, this is an annoying argument if an American makes it. When a Canadian says it, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm sorry. You have no real context of, like, what you're saying here. It's asinine when American people are like, oh yeah, well, you're pissing on the graves of those who died for your freedoms when you vote against my interest. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Stop invoking, like, dead soldiers from wars. Here's the thing. America hasn't really fought a war to defend our freedom in almost 100 years at this point. 80-ish. So not a lot of people who have actually fought for freedom are still around. Sorry to break this to everyone, but a lot of the wars within the last, like, 50 years have been very either empirical or for corporate benefit, which in your other song, you were sort of all over fucking pointing out. You were like, oh yeah, America just goes to places to get oil. And now you're like, yeah, but you should still have a hard-on for those people who are dying to give corporations oil to make money on us, even though that oil is slowly destroying our planet. And those corporations have a chokehold on the automotive market, making it incredibly difficult for electronic cars to actually come out and, you know, stop destroying the ozone. But I don't think you really thought to that depth when you wrote that line. I think you were just like, oh, you know, like, you should be grateful for dead people who died for stuff. And it's like, do you even know what you're talking about at this point? Because I can tell you, you don't.
America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing, it's arrogant.
Bro, like, is this a diss track to America, or are you trying to talk as if you're American? Like, I'm not going to forget that you're Canadian, and I'm not going to let anyone else forget that. This man is Canadian, he's not American, and he's saying this shit. So are you trying to just, like, make a diss track for America? Is that what you're doing here? Okay, but you're, like, dissing the American citizens, not the government. Like, we should be, you know, a bunch of bootlicking fucking people who are just like, yes, government, do what you want all the time. Because that's not going to lead to corruption ever. Bro, like, not only are you showing that you don't understand American politics, you're kind of showing you don't understand politics in general. Like what stance are you saying here? What are you actually implying that should be done? Because in one song you're saying, like, overthrow the government, and the next you're saying you should fucking bow down and be nicer to cops and the government. Like, do you have an actual opinion? Or are you just saying what's like, oh, I think this is offensive. Most people have this opinion, so I'll just pretend to have the other opinion and piss people off. And it's like, okay, so your whole opinion is based on being an edgy douchebag? It's not much of a political statement. And here's the thing, I know he's trying to be like Eminem and shit, but he's confusing the early days of Eminem when he was saying nonsense to offend people, not political shit, nothing that had to do with anything. He was just saying, like, grotesque jokes that were only offensive to people who are, like, pearl clutching bitches, you know, and like, oh, I can't believe he would make a poop joke like that. It's like, that's the kind of silly shit. But then when Eminem got into politics, he actually stood against literally everything you're fucking saying right now. He hated Bush. Dude, he doesn't like Trump. I know, like, you're trying to be like, Eminem, I'm just like you. Alright, well, you're highly confusing who he is at that point, and also, he just disagrees with your fucking political agenda, and I hope he doesn't I don't know. It's just stupid.
Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the...
Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists. What? What? What does that mean? Our greatest enemy is slavery. 1, you're Canadian, again. 2, I mean, we're against slavery. We got rid of it, and now we're trying to deal with, like, repercussions of it years and years later, far further along than we should have to. But yeah, there's still, things that happened from that era that negatively affect black families. But again, you're being like, we should be nice to cops, and slavery is our enemy. But I don't think you even know what slavery is our enemy means. Are we fighting slavery again? Like, what are you talking about now? Like, yeah, we're all against slavery. And terrorists. Like, terrorists are bad. There's been maybe 5 real terrorist attacks in America, and all of them are tragic, but, like, are you just going into, like, the George W. Bush fear-mongering bullshit again? Like, are you invoking that? Like, hey, be scared of terrorism. How do we spot terrorism? You don't know. It's everywhere. It's like, okay, yeah, terrorism's bad. Why are you, like, yelling at me, an American from Canada? No, you're from Canada, I mean, but, like, oh my god, like, he's not saying shit. He's just, like, trying to be, like, edgy or some shit.
The country trying to burn the heritage. I can't help it, I just seem to
trying to burn their heritage. What does that even mean? People are trying to burn their own heritage? What does that mean? No one's doing that. By wanting to take down statues of slave owners and Confederate generals and shit? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. A part of the nation tried to split off and became a separate nation, mostly, if not entirely, on the basis of wanting to keep slaves. And we said no. America, we, not you, said no, took that shit back, and made sure, like, hey, slavery, cut it out. And, we didn't deal with it entirely as we should have, but oh my god. Yeah, no, take down statues of fucking racist people. Take down statues of people who fought to keep people we are supposed to have feeling like citizens, having them enslaved. Like, people who fought for that, take that shit down, dude. Like, why?
World different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness.
No, it's Republicans. It's Republicans. It's not mental illness. Mental illness is a problem that needs to be solved. It's annoying that Republicans will give a lot of, like, school shooters and shit, like, the mental illness pass when they're a white person. But then every other instance, Republicans don't believe in mental illness, and it's just something you gotta get over. Yeah, it's Republicans, fam. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a Canadian trying to walk into America like, hey, everyone, just stop fighting. It's like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, Republicans are fucking up the country.
The internet is only interested in left opinions. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment. If you don't...
All right. What are you talking about? Cancel culture is more impactful than the First Amendment. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, we still have the First Amendment. And yeah, do you know what cancel culture really is? Or are you just using the fucking Republican caricature of it, where like people are fucking lining up with pitchforks and torches and shit at your front door? It's like, nah, if you're, you know, like a public official who does some shady shit, if you're like a celebrity who, especially if you have anything to do with kids and you do some fucking fucked up shit, like, no, we don't want to give you money anymore. There's not a cancel culture as much as just, you know, people don't want to support things that they don't want to support. And I will grant some people get a little too vehement, a little too animate with it, and those people need to be addressed as well. But, like, I guess cancel them. But, like, again, the way he's using canceling and cancel culture is like a meme that, you know, Republicans basically use so they can say racist shit, and then when people are like, hey, that's racist, we don't want to support you anymore, and you're like, oh, cancel culture is getting outrageous. It's like, no, we just don't want to support stupidity and bad shit anymore.
Like it, leave. We will not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me.
Alright, that was all just fucking nonsense. We don't want riots in our streets, so don't tread on me. Like, okay. Again, last time we watched one of his songs, he was invoking that we should overthrow governments. And now he's got a hard-on for the American government. And again, he's Canadian.
America, your freedom ain't free in America. Got soldiers dying overseas, so America.
Oh my god, dude. Like, are you literally just going through Republican memes from, like, fucking 20 years ago? Not even, the fucking, dude, oh my god. Like, this is the shit that, like, Republicans have been saying forever. Before the internet even, and it was fucking stupid then. Freedom isn't free in America. Okay, people had to fight for freedom, we get it. I mean, freedom isn't, what does that even really mean? Like, you have to pay taxes or something? Like, okay. You have to give up some amount of freedom to be in a society so that anarchy doesn't consume everything and we all just, you know, die in a heap of flame. Okay, I don't know. Like, it's just vapid nonsense that Republicans say.
You say what we believe, my America. I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my star.
I don't know. Like, those dance moves gave me some cringes. And then again, it's the whole, like, we have the freedom to disrespect the flag, and we need to be thankful for that freedom, so stop disrespecting the flag. It's like, alright, yeah, burning the flag isn't really a fucking thing that's done anymore. People have kind of universally agreed it's a little silly and doesn't do anything. You mostly just gave the flag company who made the flag money and then burned your money away. I don't know. But yet he's using it like, all these flag burners, half the country is a flag burner. It's like, that's not remotely true.
Stripes and thank you, then I'll help you back your back.
Okay, this kind of auto-tune singing is so fucking annoying. I'm sorry.
America. Does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget?
Alright, yeah, I'm done. It's just gonna be the same shit over and over. Yeah, Americans, one, you're not American, you're Canadian. Even if you came over here and, got a citizenship, good for you, I guess. But, yeah, you're Canadian, bro. Shut up. And then, two, all this stuff is just vapid nonsense that Republicans say that means literally nothing and does not have a point and does not add anything to any conversation. It's just like bootlicking bullshit to make other people not complain about stuff that they want to see fixed. But then when Republicans complain, it's like, oh no, we should overthrow the fucking government when it's our complaint. Alright, here's basically what I'm saying. I know Tom Macdonald, little fucking dweeb, got in my last video and tried saying some shit. If you're going to talk shit, actually, let's talk about the politics that are being brought up. I will actually sit down and have a fucking full, long discussion with you about the politics in this video. And I will break down everything he says. I will break down everything I said. I will actually have this fucking conversation and why everything he's saying is utter fucking nonsense. This isn't me hating on a person or some kind of jealous fucking bullshit. It's actually the same way that I fucking talk about Ben Shapiro and fucking anyone else who says stupidity, especially politically, in my fucking country and wants to just be like, it's my freedom. Yeah, it's your freedom. It's my freedom to fucking tell you why that's stupid too. So buckle the fuck in, shut the fuck up, or actually have an actual adult conversation. Otherwise, yeah, we just think of you as stupid little fucking edgelords, and not only are you making yourself look like an idiot, you're also making Republicans look as fucking vapid as they really are, so I guess thank you on that. But other than that, dude, I'm fucking done, dude. This Republican propaganda bullshit, fucking lick a boot and shut the fuck up.